day of your life. I'm bringing nunchucks. Sometimes you just gotta put aside your differences and work through problems with your homie, so y'all can keep to being homies. You feel me, homie?
Hell yeah, like a minute and a half to spare. It's that time.
Alrighty. Okay. We are on live on Ironic Radio. Also being broadcast out there over your Facebook dial.
Yeah.
And occasionally on your tubes.
That too.
Yeah. This is the Angry Dandelion Show. I am thumping loud.
I'm the other guy.
That is sewn together. I am hiding my smile because I am not an angry race car driver.
Oh, not right now. You're not.
Not right now. I'm not. I was the other day, boy. I was done. I needed to look. I told you. I understood where you was at. I understood where you were at. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, I had my fucking my fill. That's for fucking sure.
That's when your audio shit went out too. I thought you just were done.
No.
Like I thought that was it. Like, and then I saw you were back at iRacing. I was like, well, I'll just go watch since I can't fucking talk to him. I'll just see whatever he's doing. I was like, I'll just go watch his race.
Yeah, no. I kept going, man. I just decided, fuck it. I'm not even going to try and hang in the back of the pack anymore. Exactly what happened to you yesterday happened to me today. It's like I decided I'd do the hang in the back of the pack thing. Cross the finish line in 10th place because of everybody else wrecking out in front of me. And some asshole decides he needs to just smash into me after the race is over and gives me 4 incident points. So, clean race all the way through the race. At the end of the race, my safety rating goes down.
Yeah, when you left
after the checkered flag.
When you left out of that last race you were in, I know your accident had happened a little earlier with like a couple laps or a few laps left to go and stuff like that. Well, more than
3.
enough. But when you cross the finish line and you got out of the race, another guy, because I sat around there for a minute, another guy goes into chat and is like, why, guys? Why wreck at the start finish line? The race is over. You're not going to pass anybody. Like, why?
Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Unnecessary I rating points that you don't need docked against you because of some stupid shit like that. But not for anything. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how much faith I put in this I rating system and strength of field system right now, because I'm a 1200 driver, which I know is relatively low. You're up there, what, still a 14, right?
No. I'm down in the 1300s right now.
Okay, well, you've been staying up there though. In that
I was almost to a 1600 at one time.
Well, I was a 15 at one time myself, but now I'm sitting here at a 12, and I was in a lobby that the strength of field was a 900, and it was actually some of the best racing I'd been a part of. It was like a lobby full of people who were just tired of getting beat up on. It's just what it was. Like, we all just sat in there together. We're like, look at us at our low I ratings. Watch what we do. And all of us got a plus. Like I said, that whole field of the 18 drivers or whatever that were part of it, 16 people got plus to their driver license rating.
Nice.
And the other two, one guy got nothing, and the other guy lost 0.01. That was the whole lobby. Everybody else was plus to the driver's rating. There were 2 guys with 6-point incident, and there were 2 guys with 4. I was one of the guys with 4, and it was a dummy, like you would have thought I was racing street stock rookie, because we were on a caution lap, single file. I didn't see him slow down real heavy into one of the turns, and I bumped right into the rear of him. Now, I locked up and kind of slid in on him a little bit, so that it wasn't a real hard hit, but it was hard enough that it pushed him off to the side, and it gave me 4 incident points. So I know him too, but he also hit the wall and got it. He was one of the guys with 6, because he hit the wall too and got an extra 2 points. But and then there was another 2 guys that must have got into the same kind of incident, because there was another 4 and another 6, but that was it. Everybody else had zeros out of the entire 18-car field, and that's after 70 laps of racing together.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like, holy shit, did that really just happen? And that was with a 900 strength of field.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I that's why I'm a little skeptical of how that reads now, because
yeah, it's luck more so than anything.
I hope not. I hope to get into another 900 field and it be the same thing, even though my rating went up. Like all of us went up, but it was weird, man. I liked it though. It was fun, like especially driving Martinsville. You've heard me talk about it before, about it's a track that I've been to like over and over and over and over again. Like over the years, I got, it's right up the street, it's an hour away. You know, me and my buddies twice a year drive up there, go hang out, watch the race, you know, come home. There's other shit that goes on during the year. We don't usually make it up there. This was a really exciting year for us that's been postponed now, but there was going to be the first Martinsville race under the lights. We were really excited about that and shit like that. But to drive on that racetrack,
yeah,
was weird, because at one point while learning the track in the street stock car, I spun out in turn 4 up against the wall, and I was like, if I was there, I would have saw that. Because that's my turn. That's where our seats are. The thing is I don't like they don't have the current track layout right, because the stadiums, they show my old seats, but my bleachers aren't there anymore. They've been completely cut and removed from it, and we've been moved in. So to see the old bleacher configuration, it's like, that's bullshit. That's not even right. They cut it off there and there. I was like, but aside from that, it was neat, because as soon as I turned around, and I literally hit the button on the steering wheel so I could look left, because I was like, I'd be right there. But yeah, so that was my kind of day with like sorting out all the BS. I mean, I ran a Dega. It was okay. I liked what we were doing earlier, the Legends stuff.
Yeah, that was
was
fun until I ended up with 8 points and rage quit. That's where my I rating took a hit.
100 points right there, isn't it? 90 points, something like that, automatic.
Yeah, 90 points. I didn't give a shit. Fucking pissed me off.
That's something I haven't done yet.
Twice
Like,
now. Twice.
I am amazed at the fact that I haven't done it yet, but it surprises me, especially if you go back and look at some of the races that I've been involved with. But I think those have been some of why I like this racing so much. Even the bullshit is still all right. Well, so I can sit here in the pits, get my shit fixed, so I can get my car back together. Let's get back out on the track. So I can finish the race. Don't want to lose too much. Like thinking about all the points that are at stake this way, that way, and the other way in order to like what goes on with the overall of everything. It's like, stay in here. I'm still trying to do this other shit. I'm not willing to give up those points on this, or I'm not willing to do that. Like that, it just keeps me chugging along. Even though, like I said, I mean, you hear the difference between your rating and my rating.
Yeah.
Even in their powerhouse and running the fronts and fucking hanging out and doing all that wild and crazy shit, I avoid Rex hanging out at the back and settle with my meager positioning gains as they've been. Difference being, you had to take a little bit of time off, and I got to get a C-class license.
Yeah.
And you should already have one because, I mean, like I said, after watching that last race, I was like, dude, you've actually really gotten good at driving in that pack. Like you saw a moment where you were like, all right, they're starting to push too hard. You kind of slid out and slid your way back a little bit, not too far back into the pack. You went from like second back into like sixth and was like, I'll hang out here for a minute and kind of let shit sort itself out. Next thing you know, here you are back up there in second position on that outside. And I was like, he's really figured out this track. You're having a lot of fun running when you get to.
Yeah.
And
I can pretty much do whatever I want. And as you saw, I can go the top lane on Talladega and pass motherfuckers. Yeah, I've learned to time my turns and draft and everything up just right. I can actually sit. I've actually started working on throttle control in the draft, so I can just shadow people.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's really what it allows you to sling out there and have that speed. Plus, if you have someone that's it works. It's fun.
Oh yeah, but, like I said, you slung out there that last time you slung out there, and your whole train ended up just out in front. Like it looked like an old Talladega race where you just see this line just all of a sudden they're there at the front, and you're like, where the fuck did these guys come from? You got 3 cars out there to the front. They were running that inside line, and you were consistently running that outside, and y'all just would extended a car length, and then all y'all dropped down. I was like, holy shit. I was like, these dudes is just fucking, they're going ham right now. That outside lane, y'all had it working. It was exciting. It was like watching a solid NASCAR race where you're like, that's what racing's supposed to look like.
Yeah, and the guy saw I was coming down with 3 laps to go and decided to keep pushing and clipped my ass end, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, that was the end of that. But it was good all the way until then.
Yeah, I kind
of felt the same way too. I was just kind of like, oh man. I was like, now my guy's out of the race. It's like, oh yeah, wait, that's. He'll get the car from auto repair. Boom. He'll be back out there. Yeah, maybe what? You got to do one more lap before the race was over?
Yeah. There was only 3 laps left to go when the car took the beating. I could have probably limped through, but I would have just kept losing positions. If it would have been a smaller track, I would have, because I've found out that sometimes when I get spun out, take a little bump, for a couple laps, my car runs fast as fuck, and then it
The
starts.
telltale sign.
Then it starts dropping fluid.
Yeah, the telltale sign. It's like, all right, we got this engine pumping.
Talladega is too long for that. Shorter track, yeah, I'll finish the race. But
maybe tension on the motor is a little bit different. Talladega definitely will push the limits of a motor, though, because it's wide open the whole time, and it'll just blow them apart. Even good motors, it'll blow apart. So,
yeah.
And that's something else about the game. iRacing has done a good job with that portion of it, too. Like you noticed in the fact that you were able to run it and it get really fast for a little bit, but it would also be the indicator that it was going to blow up.
Yeah, when I'm solo on the track and running 190 miles an hour without a draft buddy, there's something going on with the vehicle.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When there's no draft guy and you're doing 190,
181
like, okay,
is the peak you're gonna get on Talladega. In the cars we're running. Yeah. And the trick to breaking the to get down below 53, it's making sure you're at 181 as much as possible.
Yep.
That's really, I mean, yeah, I run the outside line the first lap, get myself up to speed, make sure that the approach to the start-finish line, I'm angled towards the inside lane so I can cut that as short as possible, but I'm maintaining speed. So I'm usually 181 before I cross the start-finish line coming out of that tri-oval corner or whatever.
Right. That's it.
And can keep 180 through the whole turn, back to 181 down this long straight stretch, keep 180 again, get 181 before the turn, and that's it, man. But most of the time I'm coming in like 5300 something or 0 something.
Yeah, I had been able to get pretty consistent at the 5300s, somewhere 07, 01, like right. That's the variant that I've been able to keep myself kind of a little closer to.
Yeah.
Martinsville, 21.9. Might have been a 21.89.
Oh, have you gone to settings and enabled friends can join your race as a crew member or spotter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did not have that enabled. That is now
I
enabled.
noticed that I was able to crew and spot for you when I joined on you earlier.
Oh, I didn't know you were there, of course, because NVIDIA caught on.
I didn't join as a crew or spotter. I joined just to watch.
But you could have.
But I could have joined as crew or spotter, and I don't know what kind of communication difference that's going to make, because you probably would have heard me because it would have been in game.
Yeah, yep.
But at that point, I didn't know where you were in your process, so I was like, if I just, hey son, this is your spotter in game.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would have done, so I was like, I probably
there would have been a chance though that you could have said, "Don't go down."
yeah, there definitely
keep your lane. Keep your lane is what you could have said right there, and I probably would have finished the race in fucking 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. It just would have depended how the next 3 laps would have went.
Yeah. But now that's an option, and when we're racing, we'll normally kind of be able to time check and things like that out anyway. Especially since we're staggered now, running like the ones that I'm running right now are like every 2 hours. So that usually what that gives me is like I get to watch a race maybe, and then I get to run one of the 2 you're running because you're running the 2 an hour.
I was doing like a 1, 2, 3 type of thing, and it's over the course of 2 hours. You can catch.
They're staggered off just
the legends, in the street stock, but you won't be able to catch Talladega if you catch the street stock. But so I've just been kind of alternating out of Talladega and the street stock. But that shit pissed me off too. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
went right back to
hoping that,
Talladega.
well, I had so much fun in street stock before, and I'm hoping that the C-Class street stock will maintain its kind of fun. I think our weekend racing, I think that's part of the problem too, though. It's weird that when everybody's home, you're having that problem, where only on the weekends does the quality of competition kind of change. But it is because there are a lot of guys and gals out there that are still working 7 days a week. You know.
Yeah, weekend. You got your weekend warriors.
Yeah, you know, and so those people are still existent in the apocalypse.
Yeah, fucking iRacing, man.
It's fun, man. We've been having a blast. It's anger inducing, and it's fucking a blast all at the same time.
Yeah, I just gotta learn to just. Well, my concern is we got 2 weeks left, so I need to maintain at least a 3.5 for the next 2 weeks because I'm going to keep pushing.
I got to get back to a 3.
Yeah, you got to maintain to get C class. I'm going to have to maintain the 3.5. Do you lose your Z class if you drop below 3?
No. I lose that if there is a jeopardy point that you can lose yourself back out of it. But in order to be promoted right now, I'm not eligible for promotion.
Okay.
So I've still got those 2 weeks in order to get myself to a 3 so that maybe I can get my B class license.
Be right back.
Yeah. But I mean, that's pretty much about let me see. We'll look over some of the data here real quick and see exactly what that actually looks like out here in the real world of things. Go into driver stats. What are they saying on my driver stats page here? We go down. Oh, wait, nope, right there. Click on that.
Dog was scratching at the door to come in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, he knew it was
put his ass outside.
He knew it was showtime
beforehand.
Yeah, he knew it was showtime. He was like, "Oh wait, I'm missing something. I gotta go fuck with this guy." Yeah. Okay, so Oval. I've got 58 starts, 3 wins, 11 top 5s, 3 poles. Average starts 11th. Average finishes 11th. I have leveled out.
Where do I see that at? My driver stats?
Yeah, your driver stats. I've got 27 laps led of the 1,258 that I ran. My incident points actually have gone down good, though. My average is a 3.75.
I'm ranked 42,802 overall out of all the oval racers. And my average start is 9. My average finish is 11. 2 wins, 63 starts.
That's weird. You still got
my I rating is down to a 1276. Ouch.
Mine currently is a 1216. Oval I rating.
Yeah, that's my oval I rating. I have 73 laps led out of 1,484.
Nice.
My average incidence, though, is what's killing me right now. It's 4.71.
Yeah, that's
but I'm taking a hit like every fucking race, man.
Oh yeah, I could tell by watching. I was like, this guy, you could tell he's battle tested.
Yeah, man, I can fucking drive. I really can. I can drive, at least on Talladega. The other tracks I need to get a little bit better with lines. I still don't understand how some people, even I've been testing different breaking ins, breaking outs, breaking in the middles of just different lines on a lot of these shorter tracks. And I can't get fast enough. So, but put me on a large oval, and I can run all day. I don't even know what this next fucking what is what's the next track again? I own it.
Which one?
For
What series?
the iRacing NASCAR iRacing.com NASCAR series, the national series. Rockingham. And it's already switched.
Yeah, it should be. Like I said, the other one for me was going to be at 9 o'clock. That's when I was going to notice the swap for street stock.
Yeah, it's already switched.
National series.
Let's take a look at some info. 40 laps, so it is a smaller oval.
When did you buy Rockingham?
Right before we started the show.
Okay.
Because
I would buy it, but it is NPR down for me.
Yeah. Well, I may come back across it at some point in time in another series or something like that.
Oh, yeah, well, for me at that point, I think that's when I'll add it in because I may be looking at Iowa. So,
yeah. See, I wanted to avoid buying another set of tracks or tracks outside of just the NASCAR Cup series, but it doesn't even look like you can really run those very consistent. So,
no, because what I noticed today was that you and I went Carburetor Cup. And Carburetor Cup, yeah, sure, that's going to change like what, weekly, and we'll have regular races for it and stuff like that, but it doesn't count towards that scaling.
yep.
And what we get if we want the official races looks to be like what, did you see when the next race is for?
No, I haven't.
The NASCAR series? Like if you go down to the NASCAR
A-Class
series?
was more available. That's what it looked like. So, yeah, A-Class NASCAR Cup series has a Martinsville Speedway that's starting at 8:30.
I have the track.
The C-Class NASCAR Cup, I don't see anything coming up.
Dude, NASCAR iRacing series in the NASCAR Cup Chevy car, the one that I got today to run Pocono with you.
Yep.
I can run it at Martinsville. I have no race coming up for it that is available. I can start practicing.
Yeah, there's nothing in the fixed C-Class NASCAR Cup. Nothing. And I am at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, the only thing available right now, you can go in and practice. There is no session set up for race. I'm looking at the session page for that NASCAR Cup Series fixed.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But
the
NASCAR Cup A-Class though has shit going constantly, fixed and unfixed.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. How many laps do they run on that, I wonder?
I mean, we knew that
because it's fucking long. Like
we knew that licensing was going to be the most important part. Like we knew that was going to be something once we started kind of focusing in. That's why we're staggered all over the place when we get like, what is it?
Starts at 12:30. It's not expected to end until like in between 1:20 and 1:25. So almost an hour long race. I don't know. That's the thing.
Like, holy shit. You don't even want to know about the C-Class one. The track, race details, 250 laps.
I'd kind of be okay with, like, that's the point I want to get to.
That's the C-Class fixed.
Yeah. Just when is it?
So yeah, just when is it? But that means if that's 250 there, what's the A-Class race?
Maybe they're running the full race. Who knows?
It's both of the races are 500-mile races, if I'm not mistaken. Martinsville, no, it's a 500 and 400, if I'm not mistaken. So they're 500 and 400 miles. The track is just
only
under
150.
half a mile. Really? Okay, that makes more sense. That's the reason why they're running them so often.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why this one gets one a week.
Yeah, okay. And that's why you got to practice all week so you can run a 250 lap race. I see why they're doing what they're doing. If you're going to run a 250 lap race, you better be practiced up.
You better be ready. You better not just show up Sunday thinking that you go hop in the car and go.
I'm going to do that.
You think?
when I get there, I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'll do it.
Wait. Oh, yeah, I should be able to get C-Class by Sunday. Hop in. Fucking.
Yep.
Be all ready. Be like, all right, so what are we doing at Martinsville? What'd you say? How long is the average time around this track? 22 seconds? Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Yeah, just I'll be fine. 250 times.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, there was a guy in our Martinsville street stock race earlier that was like, he was like, I am completely new to this. He was like, everybody can pass me. He was like, I'll stay to the outside. I'll keep an eye on my mirrors. He was like, I'm just trying to learn.
I'm going to start doing that one. Be like, just don't hit me. I'll be running 120 miles an hour the whole time on the outside. Please, God, don't hit me. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just stay in the pit lane. All the way around the track.
All the way around.
Until someone wrecks and comes down and smashes me, because that's exactly what would happen to me. If someone else would wreck, come down and smash me while I'm just trying to run in the fucking pit lane.
Yes. I know that to be fact. That is actually how your normal events go down.
That happened to me. 2 races before my last one at Talladega. Pulling into the pits, I slow down to the proper speed. Some dude comes flying in at like 100 miles an hour, smashes into the back of me. My fucking 2 incident points turned into 6.
Yay, incident points. It's the one thing I've always wanted in my day.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I know you can report those. You know, if someone like intentionally comes up and fucking blows into you and they deem it or whatever, but I haven't really looked too much into what the outcome of what happens if you report someone for intentionally wrecking you.
I was given an email stating that they would investigate my report, and then I was issued another email. Hold on, I'll actually go in here and check that the follow-up email to let me know the resolution had occurred. iRacing support. Okay, yeah, here we go. Hi, Thump. Once again, we'd like to thank you for taking the time to submit your protest. This email is to inform you that your protest has been reviewed and the member under protest notified of the outcome.
Okay, so they don't tell you what
they don't tell you exactly what they do, but they tell you that they read your report, they take an action, and they've notified people that action has been taken.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that was for belligerent language in chat. Not for intentionally wrecking people in the next race after that.
Yeah, see, I don't. The one time that I turned around and drove backwards on the track, dude, I got fucking like booted. And
yeah, but you've seen it happen several times since then with no repercussions to those people.
Yeah, and it was in a practice. I just turned around and went backwards into the pits because there they were. You know, coming fresh off the
missed
Forza,
pit by
you
just a
know.
little bit. Yeah, he missed the pit by just a little bit. It was like, oh, I'll just go back and grab that. But yeah, thank you for your continued support and good luck in your future races. Sincerely, iRacing. And that was my support ticket resolution letter. And that was within 24 hours of putting in the ticket and them handling it.
Oh man, that's a lot to fucking read. Jesus Christ! I just wanted a quick explanation of how.
Oh, what punishments get levied? Yeah, that would be a pretty good thing to actually have an idea of.
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that I'll be able to.
The protest system shit was last posted about in 2010.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there's a length of bans getting banned. Am I going to get banned? iRacing ban. Let's go with the 2019 article here.
Length of bans.
Restart guy went below me onto the apron as we crossed the line. I had my line going into turn one. So this is this guy's story. He came up and may have netcode bumped me. I got a 4X and had a knee-jerk reaction to jerk the wheel right. And in doing so, I bumped a guy on the outside line and caused a wreck. Several people in the race sent me nasty PMs under the yellow, and the car who tried to pass me was hassling me by pulling up very close beside me under the yellow when we pit. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's dumb. There was just shit talking. That's
what he got suspended for.
He reported a guy for shit talking, I guess.
Oh, well, yeah. He doesn't know what the punishment was though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you only get like chat bans.
I am not a crybaby like that. Like literally, if it wouldn't have been an altercation in the very next race between me and that player, and the fact that he had misidentified me as the player that he really had a problem with, I wouldn't have said nothing. Like, I didn't say nothing originally. We got through the race, and then he sat there and he raised all that fucking hell and everything and called me out by name in chat. And I was like, I don't know about this part, but let's go. Hopefully he'll just leave and he won't be in my next race. He was in my next fucking race.
The only time I've been called out by name, I was going around a practice session on Talladega. And you know what happens if you bump draft someone?
Oh, you were bump drafting.
And
everybody you ran up on.
Like a fucking madman. You get 0 points for it, man. So I was bump drafting just to see how it worked. I mean, that's what practice is for. If you're going to wreck a lot, you're going to have to know how to wreck well.
I was for sciencing the lobby.
Yeah. So, I mean, people came up and started bump drafting me. That's how a lot of times anymore I can spin out 3 or 4 times and get the car back. And usually a couple laps later, the engine blows. But there's times where I've been wiped out on a track and done like 3 or 4 360s and just drove out of it. Never touched a wall.
All right, so after that exciting endeavor into the laws and dynamics of iRacing, we learned nothing. But
yeah,
while you were doing all of that, I did learn something.
Oh.
I can go around the track that I go to officially in the car that I go see race.
Hell yeah.
But because even if it's just practice, even if I don't run the race for that this week, I can literally go and practice driving the car that I will go see when racing is allowed to be attended again.
Yeah, that's cool.
So for me, that's pretty sweet. Well, that was also a little bit of what I said about Concord. Why I was having so much fun there is because like I've been on every inch of like surface that is. Growing up with like a couple racing things around here. I mean, it's North Carolina, so it's definitely known as the home of NASCAR and auto racing pretty much in the United States. So Concord was a little bit that, even though Legends cars are funny, they're hilarious to drive. I like how you approached it the very first time. Like the funniest thing about that, because you were out this morning doing your tires, getting that done, doing the adult and shit. And I hit you up while you were out or either had just gotten home. And I'm like, dude, I was like, you got to come drive these fucking Legends cars. This shit is just too much fun. And you come in and you put a couple laps down on the track and you were like, who would have thought I was made to drive clown cars? I was like, yeah.
Dude, well, you know what? I'm still 0.4 of a second slower than the fastest laps I've seen. Yeah, dude, you got to get like 17 sixes to qualify and pole. And I'm hitting like 18s and 18 ones. Consistently.
Okay.
So there's some bit I'm missing in the turns again. Cause I've got it to where I can pretty much run the whole race in 5th at this point. I can fucking fly, but I lose the ass end in certain spots, so I'm missing something there. It'll just take more laps.
Mine is peak turn in. I brake early, so I'm not catching the turn right. Because
Gotcha.
I brake in early, I'm slow in, and then I can't quite get on it because I cut in tight. Can't quite get back on it to come out the other side right. And so now I've started to allow that wider approach and brake late, and it's a trip how much quicker, like with especially
I was gonna say, man, I don't
quicker.
I brake like in the middle of the turn because the way that turn's designed, the apex is kind of in a different place, so you can actually cut. And a lot of times you don't even have to brake; you can just downshift to 4th, and it kind of if your angle's right, you downshift to 4th, and your tires are still locked in, so you don't spin out.
Yeah, but me in a 3-pedal system that iRacing knows I have, that car, if you look down on the floorboard while you're in it, because you can see your feet in the car if you look through the steering wheel. So if you in the Legends car, and if you look down there at your feet, there is a clutch pedal. Even though you're using the flappies.
Even though it's sequential?
Yeah. And I use the flappies. I have to clutch. Where you're not clutching. You're able to click. You're lifting on the throttle. But I'm having to lift and clutch because it won't allow me to just lift and do it. Even though in the NASCAR cars, I can just lift.
Well, here in another week, I'll be dealing with that. But
each car, I will say this about iRacing, each car handles very unique to itself.
Oh, yeah. I think it's really, I mean, from what I could tell, it just the difference, from Forza. Now, I didn't drive these exact same cars in Forza, but the cars feel better in iRacing.
Well, they drive more honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe better is not how they feel, but at least you can tell that it's not lying to you. That nothing's being mimicked. It's all real pressures and dimensions. Like you can tell that you're being given an honest car to drive. Like, because if you hit the gas too hard coming out of a turn in certain, like, especially with those late models, you'll turn it to the inside and quick as hell. I mean, we watched ourselves and everybody else in lobbies with us. You get to feeling good about yourself for a minute. You think you're picking up speed, and then you whoops coming out of a turn. And next thing you know,
little too fast for the angle of approach, and yeah.
Yep. And you hear it chatter, and you like. That was my favorite thing about 1 and 2 on Concorde with the late model was there's intentional chatter coming through 1 and 2 in order to maintain your line. But turn 3, if you don't fix your shit, if you don't get yourself back together, turn 3 is going to hurt you. It runs worse than Pocono's tricky triangle. And you ran a lot of good laps at that earlier, even though it carburetor cup, unqualified. Carburetor cup.
Don't fucking matter.
Well, it does on iRating, doesn't on licensing, right?
I don't even know if it fucks with your iRating. I know it does.
Well, you said you saw something. You said you saw something change.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember, man. Shit. I've ran so many fucking races in the last 2 fucking days.
I know. That's why we have our list up. Looking at driver stats.
Do I still have mine up? No, I don't have mine up. I clicked on like 12 million other things since then. Plus, I'm following the Facebook's chats and got the YouTube up over on the laptop.
Yeah, they're all doing their thing.
Yeah. Fucking Talladega, man.
I'm
going to drive it in reverse. Do you think I get banned for doing that? For trying to Ricky Bobby it?
Yes. Well, you definitely get DQ'd at least. That was another thing I liked about the multiple laps. Like I told you earlier, I was given more graces where it was street stock C class. We were running 70 laps and they were like, remember the numbers before that gave you DQ? Well, now those numbers only give you a penalty, whatever that is. And then a disqualification if you go to this new level cap of what we're talking about. And so I was like, well, that's nice. You know, that was actually legit my first C class race.
Oh, shit. Regular old street stock is back to Charlotte.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a shame I can't run it anymore.
This may be how I get C class.
Yeah, this is definitely how you get C class.
Because that's where my first place finishes are.
That's where my 3 were too. Oh, that sucks. I can't go back there though. I feel like Archie Bunker right then. I was like, those were the days.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's C. Okay, I got to turn off hide ineligible. I was like, what?
Would you start looking at C?
Yeah. All right, there's the Rockingham. 428 motherfuckers registered for that Rockingham Speedway right now. 219 for Charlotte, dude. I'm gonna, welcome back to Charlotte.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be your spot. Like I could definitely see you being ready to do that. What do I got? Let's see. Races I'm eligible to run. Oh, well.
Yeah, this game's going to suck all my money out of me.
It is a pay-to-play game, and it is definitely encouraging the pay part.
Yeah, Jesus, titty fucking Christ, man. It's like $500 or some dollars to get all the NASCAR Cup tracks and cars.
Yeah, all of them. If you get all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about how many divisions there are for that, though, because you got late model, you got super late model, you got the national series, you've got
you gotta
the
buy all the
fucking.
cars for that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The SK modified, you've got. That's why I'm saying if you talk about like what all's actually there when you're talking about all these inclusions, anything that's got the NASCAR logo on it right now, like that, all that shit, like super late mod, fucking SK, Iris National, late mod tour, truck race, NASCAR race. Then there's iRacing Tour Modified Series, which is a different car than the SK Modified.
Yeah.
So, like, and that's just to go from rookie to C class.
Okay.
Those are all the ones I see with NASCAR on them. Like, I'm interested in the Indy race, but I was only interested in the Indy race if they weren't having you run that fucking Dallara. Like, I like that car. It's fast, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not, you're not even running the same one. Like, the car that they're actually running here now is the Dallara 18W or something like that. And that's different from the legacy model that you get to run like Dallara Cup. Dallara Cup's an unofficial, Dallara Dash, excuse me, is one of the unofficial races. You go and you run that one, and that is, what's that car titled? That's the DW12.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Dallara, however you want to pronounce that one. Dallara, Dallara.
Yeah,
DW12. And then the other one that's for that other series, what did I say? Indy 500. That is the IR18. The Dallara IR18. So it is a very different car. And it's got to be very, very fast. I driving the other one when we talked about like how honest the cars were.
Yeah.
Driving the 12 was insane around Pocono. Like, you drove the Pocono race course.
Yeah, dude. It's a triangle.
I did it in one of these Indy cars.
Okay.
And it's insane.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's outright fucking insanity. And so that's what Indy's going to be. The Indy 500 fixed event is going to be Dallara IR18. And I imagine that car's got to just be even more ridiculous, because if it's the difference between the 2012 model is possibly what I'm running currently, a legacy build, and the 2018 is this other build that they're running currently for that track.
Okay.
So I imagine just with the innovations during that time frame, this car's got to be stupid fucking fast. And you're going essentially around a rectangle. Like, you would like to say Indy classifies itself as an oval, but it's really a rectangle because there are 4 flat sides on it and 4 very distinctive turns.
Yeah. I mean, fucking Pocono classifies as an oval.
Yeah, but its nickname though is the Tricky Triangle because all 3 turns are different.
Yeah, they are, man. They absolutely are. I definitely figured that shit out.
Yeah, they're banked different. They also have a different radius to them. Like, yeah, Pocono's fucked, man.
It was fun though.
Oh yeah.
It was good to hop out in, the Cup Series car and take it for a spin at least.
Yeah, it was.
I bought all of them because I'm ridiculous like that. So I'd spent, fucking
$36.
Yeah, 36 some change. Because you never know. I may want to switch it
We're
up.
just being honest with the listeners, whether now or later. But yeah, I mean, it's going to cost you. If you're going to play it, it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
And that means everything from your wheel all the way up to the service itself. So did actually have a guy confess in chat, guys, go easy on me. I'm running on a gamepad. I'll try to race clean.
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna play iRacing with a gamepad, you should just be in a different server.
True.
I mean,
gamepad, keyboard, and mouse, whatever the fuck you think you're about to use, it's not a steering wheel. Go to that lobby.
yeah, because it's you could get away running Forza and stuff like that with Gran Turismo with the controller. You could be okay. You could be a decent racer. But the amount of I feel like the amount of control you actually need in an actual sim racer isn't there in a joystick.
No. Which qualifying just went up for Indy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlotte's at 9.
Yeah, you're gonna miss that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna catch the 10 o'clock one. I may be running some practice laps by the end of the show.
Yeah, just saying, people be ready. All right, so everything I'm looking at says that I will be running I will be running and buying Iowa because it'll help me. Or I can run nothing else. I can run dirt car. Dirt car will help.
That's something I wouldn't mind getting better at, honestly, the dirt stock.
Dude, it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, just throwing mud, man.
I like another one where you hit it with the right approach right off the get-go. We were going around in practice and you were like, I have mud in the middle of my face. No, seriously. There is a big fucking dollop of mud.
Yeah, dude, I was having trouble seeing.
Right in the middle of my goddamn screen.
I was running laps in one of those fucking races, man, and I couldn't see shit. And I ran like
happy they do the tear off?
Yeah, that was like 3 or 4 laps into it, though. It was so long.
Well, yes. Because you were too busy doing other shit to reach up there and go off of your face shield for a minute. They're like, no, you got to get some, because I think maybe in that class you may only get 3 tearaways.
Well, it was dirty as fuck, dude. That's all I can say. I do like how when the marbles get thrown up, though, when
they stick to the window occasionally.
Yeah, they put little dings in your windshield and shit.
Yep. And if you were in a scenario where you pitted, then when you went in to the pit, because that car has a windshield, there is actually a tear off on that windshield, and they would tear those off, and you'd come out with a fresh car.
Yeah. So, what's pitting like in the C class shit? Do you?
I don't know. I ran 70 laps on the starting tires.
Okay. So that's good to know.
Yeah, I ran 70 laps on the starting tires because I didn't know whether the leaders would pit And so I stayed out because the leaders stayed out. Like I saw pits are open during our caution laps. Like it's closed for the first one, maybe the first two, and then they opened the pits up and it was open for a couple or a few, and then it closes again as you're about to go green.
So if you pit during caution laps, do you get to come back out into your original position, or do you lose position still?
I would say positioning changes based on what your positioning was. So if the leaders pit and you go in and they make a lap, you still go a lap down, even though it's
Okay.
under caution, but it wouldn't be maybe 4 laps down like you would have if it was a green flag stop.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I just don't understand that. Yeah, I'm not a
No, this was my
huge
first
racing fan.
this was my first introduction to it on the iRacing sect of how that's going to work. So I saw it happen in the availability for me to pit, but I never fell off so far that I needed to pit where I felt like my car was getting to the uncontrollable level and the leaders weren't pitting. So I based everything on what like first place was doing. We
Okay.
had 2 cautions. Yeah, we had 2 cautions in the race. And when I didn't hear the leader is pitting now, you know, you've heard, I'm sure you've heard that before in a race.
Yeah. Leaders pitting
So-
in.
Yeah.
What I like, what happens to me a lot, is leaders next car is the leader, and you see a car wrecked off down to the side.
Yeah.
Because they don't update your position instantly. It gets updated every lap. So
it gets
there's
that
so many
start finish
times
update.
where I'm like, next car's the leader. I'm like, no, it's not. He's wrecked over there.
Yeah, he's over there. He hasn't been the leader for a minute now, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I see how the pit situation works under a caution flag on how they open up, and I could have got in and maybe went a lap down under caution as long as I was just getting tires and gas. It would have been the shortstop kind of shit, you know.
Well,
which
I
could
noticed
give you a little bit of an advantage.
I noticed in this D class shit we've been running, the iRacing Nationals or whatever. It says in options or in description somewhere you get 1 quick pit.
Yeah, but the quick pit is what they call a fast fix, which means you can go in and your car be destroyed and use your quick pit to ignore.
Yeah, if you got
all the
engine
damage.
issues, because dude, one time I got wrecked out real bad in street stock, and there was a 39-minute wait for my car to get fixed.
I remember that race.
39 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I remember that race. You were like, I was watching it, you were running, and I was like, okay, 38 plus what is that?
Yeah, I mean, speed it up a little bit, maybe. Don't make it so real to life. Come on.
Nope, actually, it became a problem for the NASCAR guys this week. It's one of the things I cited. If you go into the articles that we posted individually here on iRacing, which one is it? The What the Racers Said article. I think it may be the third one.
From the Charlotte Observer?
No, hold on. That's winners and losers. That's North Wilkesboro.
What driver said? NASCAR, NBC Sports.
Yeah, that one.
That
Yeah.
seems about right.
The fourth.
Yeah, number 4.
And so if you go through this article and you actually like look and listen to some of what these drivers have said, What? You gave everybody the show notes instead?
Yeah, well, that's what the fucking thing defaulted to. Give me my goddamn mouse. Oh.
Synergy's working great, huh?
Yeah, something's working great. Give me a second. Done. There we go. All right. So what did he say?
What did he?
Yeah, he said that they said the driver said something.
Yeah, well, no, this is a large series of driver comments that have actually came out here, where every driver, when you go down this list, they're all their Twitter conversations, everything else, and they're talking about some of the better ones. If you go down towards, like, scroll out past the kind of the end of it, you'll see Kyle Busch. He's like, tough day at the office, and in he's literally talking about the fact that he went out, they were doing pretty good, he kind of felt pretty decent about the car, they had gotten enough practice in, felt like they had kind of gotten set up pretty good. They are running NASCAR Open, so he said that the car was feeling pretty good, but he said he thinks he was involved in every caution that was thrown. And they only get one free fix. His second one had a 30 plus, like, one of these guys talks about having like a 30 plus minute timer for their repair.
Could have really used that fast repair Finn accidentally used.
Yep. Oh, there it is. The Corey LaJoy qualified 5th. Got yelled at. P1 in happy hour warm-ups. Start last. Lap 7. Got smashed. Use reset. Lap 14. Got smashed again. Toe to pits. 4 laps down. Got the wave around. 3 laps down. Got the wave around. 2 laps down. Got the wave around. 1. Got the lucky dog. 31st to 10th. Smashed one final time. Blew up. Tough day.
Yeah, dude, that's my iRacing career. Me and this motherfucker need to talk.
You know, and like I said, some of these get really good. Well, that was shitty. This is Joey Gase racing. Well, that was shitty. I only say shitty because there's 3 turd emojis there.
Yep. Just writing at the start of the race and lost internet connection. Ooh.
Welcome to iRacing. This is exactly how it goes down. We've been there. Fought back to P24. Huge thanks to the Bear Arms people. And then, but you got Tyler Riddick, Brian Pierce, Regan Smith, Parker Kligerman, DiBenedetto, all of them. They got DiBenedetto. They got cut short. But this is iRacing Pro Invitational Series. It has been fun. Can't thank Ford enough for all the shit.
If you get points for incidents, I surely won the day.
Parker Kligerman and his shit was really good. And a first for me, got a post-race call from a driver after an iRace.
Yeah.
Said he called me, we talked over it. We were both wrong there for the lap 23 incident. Like, we've been there. We know what those moments feel like where you're cussing somebody. He's like, but that's racing. We good now.
Yeah.
Using the Snoop Dogg gif of it's all gravy, baby. But yeah, so like even the pros are going through these, like what you and I are currently going through with these weird kind of growing pains and learning curves of what this is. The man of the hour, though, still has to be William Byron, man. Like, if you go and click on, I think, 2 out of those 5 articles that I posted, 2 of them are basically saying this dude is on and off the track. He may be the prodigal, like, race car driver for NASCAR because he came into NASCAR really hot. He's doing pretty good. His real life driving has been pretty solid. He's a decent guy. and he's got a fantastic pro NASCAR career ahead of him. But they put him in these iRacing events, and he's got 3 under his belt now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. It says he, won his 3rd Pro Invitational Series.
Yeah, he's a fucking madman behind the fucking sim wheel. I got another video. I haven't brought it to your attention yet, Sohn. Let me see if I can actually pull this up, because I know you'll really appreciate it, especially considering what you've been doing. But it's a hella YouTube video, and you'll have to just watch it in your own time. But like I said, I can't think of anybody honestly who would really appreciate this one more. It was guy in $1 million sim trying a £1 million racing simulator.
You know, honestly, it'd be cool to have the cockpit, but even though they short shift me some bolts, this track racer thing I got, dude, it's pretty fucking legit.
Oh yeah, no, I really like what you got going on. Actually, I was looking at your set, where your shifter is and where mine is, and thinking more about how I would like to have mine up and over there, maybe a little more.
Yeah, it's well, and if you've looked at the Fanatec shifter, it's gonna sit. It stands a couple inches tall before you get to the shift lever, anyway. So it's almost gonna be like right here.
Yeah, mine is.
But yeah, it'll be right there from the wheel for me.
All right, so for me, yeah, wheels probably about there. Shifter down by my thigh.
Yeah, and see, I looked at setups like that. I almost kind of wanted one down by the thigh, but the more I started thinking about it since I've been racing, it's like, that's far away from your wheel.
That it definitely is. And when you think about it from the electronic, like, gizmo mindset, like the computer mindset, anybody who does competitive gaming, the closer and easier to access your keybinds are, the better your play is, the more memorable it is for you to have it. Where car drivers look at things differently when they're driving the real world car, iRacers play with lots of different cars. They don't always drive the same car. So if they always hopped into this $1 million racing sim, the video is number 6 now in my iRacing list. This $1 million BMW iRacing simulator.
Oh, I think I've seen this video, man. I think I watched this.
This is the BMW official.
Yeah, I watched this video last week, man.
This is the official GT or GTR car cockpit
That the pros who drive these cars in real life use to train.
Yeah, that's the BMW licensed shit. And he gets an opportunity to go use BMW licensed shit. This has got the load cells in every pedal. This has got like the wraparound screen of the room while you're sitting inside the cockpit of the car.
Let's just put them in the car. There you go. I just skipped right to it there on the stream. That is a sim racing rig right there. They actually had to like prop shit up to fit him in the seat right, and
yeah, because he wasn't as lanky and tall as their normal driver. They had to add foam padding into the seat in order for him to get where he needed to be. But I mean, you look through, like, he sees in all of his peripheral vision, there is screen.
Yeah, dude, the screens around this thing are fucking massive. Let me try and find a spot real quick where they just show there. There you go.
I
That's
also,
the side. That's the screen that wraps around you all the way back over your left shoulder, all the way back over your right shoulder.
it's the weirdest thing when you're watching those the wheels in the sim, because they're in a place where maybe if they tuck into sight line that the driver would see them, but there's nothing there. So to watch it from a third person perspective outside the car, everything seems so out of position because you see both wheels.
Yeah.
And they're staggered like this when you see them in the video, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But you're not in the cockpit. Of course it doesn't fucking make sense. If you're in the cockpit, relative positioning to what you need to be able to see in the car and how the wheels, you literally be able to, if you overturn a steering wheel in these cars, you can see them poke out of fender wells. So it needs to be able to be seen, and the engineers need to have recognizable data just on them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I watched this on one of my drives to work. So I didn't like thoroughly watch it, but it was kind of one of those things I was listening, and anytime they said something cool, I'd like glance down type of thing. Kind of like
When he
checking your
was talking,
speedometer.
yeah, when he was talking about the with the engineer based on his first performance about what he could do differently, what are his strengths, what are his weaknesses, what are the problems, all of that stuff. Once they got him seated in the cockpit, he goes and he runs these laps.
Yeah, he's only like
And
a
the-
second off the pro.
And then he goes in and he talks to the engineer, and even the engineer's like, he's like, I'm actually kind of impressed with what you're doing. He was like, but for real knowledge, here's where your issues are. You're braking.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it was braking.
Yeah.
And that's actually been one of my, that's why I have the load cell pedal. That actually should be available again tomorrow. So hopefully ships out by the end of the week, and hopefully next week sometime I've got my load cell brake and my clutch and my shifter. And then I have a new learning curve to overcome.
Martinsville. Yeah, it was one of the things I was talking about with Martinsville. Is about I've noticed that my braking pattern is the one thing that seems to be losing speed because I see myself braking earlier.
Yep, and that's why that's the biggest thing from, because I've watched a lot of reviews on on this Fanatec load cell pedal, and the biggest takeaway is not that they say it makes you faster, but it makes you faster because it makes you more consistent once you have it set up properly.
Right, and that's what seems to be the main way to be faster over the long term is consistency in lap after lap after lap after lap after lap. You have to, in order for you to do a 5-minute race, you got to be able to do 25-second laps. You know, if you're out there doing 25 one lap, 27 the next lap, 24 the next lap, 27 the next lap, well, guess what? You're not going to come out on the other end of it with that 5-minute overall race time. You might have gotten past twice during all of that time period, and you may come out like third place.
See, that's kind of my thing with these short tracks that I've really noticed, man, is I'm running the same fucking lines. I am doing my damnedest to apply the same amount of, to really just press the brake the same way every time, but it's not the same.
At Martinsville, there was something that I noticed, that part of your warm-up session needs to be getting your brakes to temperature as well as getting your tires to temperature, because the brake will have a certain amount of pressure and sponginess at temperature that it's stiff and squeaky when everything's cold. And they're just as much as important to heat up as it is for you to heat up your tires.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it was wild. But yeah, so he's sitting in here, he talks with the engineer for a little bit. This guy tells him about like his consistency in breaking through the turns is what he needs to improve on.
Yep.
And so he goes back in and he gets another shot, at the thing, but also with that boosted confidence comes a lot more mistakes, he said. He found out he was only the second off, and then he found out that he needed to do this maybe to fix it, and he was hoping he'd get closer, because if he got closer, that was a guaranteed ride in, I think, the driver's personal car or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, there was actually a bet kind of between him and the driver
To where if he got good enough, he could take the real thing out.
Well, not the real thing. No, he could take that guy's personal car.
Oh, okay. Which
He
is
was
probably
like,
a fucking badass car anyways.
Right. He was like, if you can match me on the lap, he was like, you can match me or beat me on my lap time. And he went in and put down a lap time.
Yeah, I did. I remember that part.
And then he gets in and he's only a second off of this whole thing. And this is him hopping back into the rig again after the advice. But when all said and done, if he would have been able to match or beat him on lap time, like, he was going to get to take his car out on the track.
Oh man, if I had $1 million, I'd have one of those.
Dude, this thing is ridiculous.
Dude, safest way to drive fast. You probably getting the same kind of sensations from it. I mean, that much money.
I already know
the only thing you wouldn't be getting, I guess, would be the G-force.
Right, you won't be getting some of the lateral G's. You'll be able to kind of feel a little bit of sensation in this system, if I'm not mistaken. But it doesn't. There none of the rotations there that would pull you in. Like, that becomes more of a mind over matter thing, I guess, at that point, because you see he gets a little bit of rotation.
Yeah.
But it's not extreme rotation.
Still, that's cool. That's one of the reasons. And see, I'm having a hard time trying to dive in.
That's one of the reasons I played the lottery.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I want the triple monitor set up. But I keep talking myself out of that because, I've got the VR headset. But I'm having a hard time wanting to put on a VR headset and play this game.
Yeah, that unfortunately.
I'm gonna see a degradation in overall quality of the images I'm looking at.
Yep.
So I need to set up the buttons to look to my left and my right. But
yeah, actually, I use my start button on my wheel. It says start engine. Is a directional pad. It's a round directional, like quad directional pad.
Yeah.
Not quad directional, octodirectional pad.
Okay.
And I can designate its spots to be able to do that. So that's what I did, was left and right is there. I used other buttons for some other shit. I'm looking at the fact of maybe doing okay, sorry, all of that, programming them on the buttons too. That way I can quick hit, like, shit talking kind of during races.
Yeah. For me, I've got the Xbox One wheel, so I've got an Xbox One gamepad basically built into it. I've got fucking left thumbstick, no right thumbstick, but I've got a YBAX. There's a button for your left bumper, your right bumper, your left trigger, your right trigger. I've been thinking about the look left and look right, because the left bumper and left trigger will activate with the left thumb here.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking about making those look left, look right, up for left, down for right.
Yeah, they snap really fast, man. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so that's something I'll have to toy with. But the face buttons, the YBAX, been thinking about putting those to like, X is passing left, B is passing right.
Right. That's the other thing I've been looking at. Yeah.
And then, using A and Y for something else. But I haven't really fucked with that. And, some of the other stuff we've been watching about the add-on programs that are beneficial haven't really dove into been so focused on racing more so than really like, and that's a weird thing for me. Normally I get something, I'm going to trick it out. I'm going to have everything for it. But I've been so focused on racing with this that I haven't gotten into any of the add-ons that like crew chief manager and those kind of things that are out there for it.
Can I get a bladder moment?
Yeah, what the fuck time we got? Fuck, it's 9:23. Yeah, let's take 5. Let me turn the tunes up.
Yeah, we'll take a late break on this one and we'll catch you on the flipper.
Yeah, see you in 5-ish or so.
welcome back to the Angry Dandelion
So I
Show.
just got a notification from Facebook Creator Studio that said our live video will be removed if we continue to broadcast copyright music. This is lo-fi hip-hop radio. This shit ain't copyrighted. So Facebook, take your fucking thumb out your ass.
Really?
And get the fuck over yourself.
What kind of weird what?
Yeah, this ain't copyright music.
Oh, look at that. Your videos affected by copyright issues.
Yeah. First time we've ever had one here, especially
Yeah,
for lo-fi hip-hop and chill.
Yeah, that's weird.
Whatever. Go
Yep.
fuck yourself, Facebook. Not people
Yeah.
watching, but just the company in general. And they can shut us down and go somewhere else. I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm sure there's another platform that'll allow us to freely just kind of talk.
Yeah, and play non-copyrighted music without trying to throw a copyright strike or claim or whatever the fuck at me. Fuck you. Anyways. Oh, we got about 30 or so minutes, and by about 9:45, I'm going to be booting up Charlotte and getting warmed back up.
Dude, I so wish I could be a part of that race.
So, one thing that's happened out of this iRacing thing, man, is now when I'm driving, just in real life, I drive, 51 miles to work, 51 miles home through some hill country in Ohio. I've started, looking at my turns. I'm like, oh, there's the apex, there's the entry, there's the apex, there's my exit. Can't drive them all like that, but, late at night when no one else is on the country roads, you can kind of do your thing. Now I got some new tires.
We know what new tires means. You can go faster.
That's right. So these motherfuckers at NTB, though, I will say this, though. Great deal on the tires. The fact that you're trying to tell me that there's shit wrong with my car that's not wrong with my car, that I know for a fucking fact, so you can upsell shit, so y'all can get your bonuses for sales that y'all was talking about on the phone while I was standing there paying for my fucking service. Y'all was complaining about not hitting quota to get your bonus. Dude tried to tell me that my battery charge was low and I needed a new battery. I was like, man, that's funny, man. 2 weeks ago, I had replaced the alternator and that had killed the battery, and the battery was still under warranty, so that battery's only 2 weeks old. Oh, well, it tested low. Sure, it did. And then he's like, and your left outer tie rod is loose. It's like, okay. So I started asking him questions. I'm like, so if I'm going to replace one tie rod, I should probably replace the other in the front end, right? Because they're going to wear just about the same. Oh, no, just the one. And then he quotes me a price is $115 for a tie rod that I can buy from any auto parts store for $30.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got called out, NTB.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. On top of that, even if the tie rod needs fucking replaced, I'm going to replace the two front ones. I'll spend $60 on it, and I'll do it my damn self. Tires I can't put on myself. Brakes I can do myself. The only reason I had someone put the alternator on is because I don't have enough variety of tools to be able to reach one bolt that I needed to reach.
You could do the tires too.
That sounds like a lot of fucking work.
It's really not. But I also used to work in a tire warehouse.
Okay.
There's a company called Snyder Tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to work in their loading department, and we would part of our loading procedure was mount and load wheels for semi trucks.
Oh, okay.
I've done it machine and by hand. I know every method of how to mount a fucking tire. I'll tell you that, and it can be done by hand. It'll take you a little bit longer. I mean, it's not work, but it's more work than getting them done for sure.
Yeah.
Like it is a luxury to be able to go, you do these. Now brakes are so easy that they're not worth the luxury of paying somebody else to do them.
Yeah, especially if they're disc brakes. Drum brakes,
Right.
a little bit different story.
Yeah,
but
drum brakes are a little bit different story, but
I got 4-wheel discs, so, and as long as shit's not fucking up, I can, and I have changed brakes in 20 minutes on that car.
yeah, I mean, I can go all the way down to being able to do full rotor changes, like, and that's still not worth. That's not worth paying any mechanic place to do that. But tires, it's justified. It's a little bit of a justified offset, but it's not real hard to do. Like it's actually fairly easy once you know how to do it. One time, it's one of those things that like you're like, oh well, shit. I mean, if I have to, I can do that, and that's where your thinking process can definitely go to. If I have to, I can do that. I was trying to get bundles of tires out of a warehouse in an evening.
Yeah.
So there were moments where I had to do that.
Yeah, this motherfucker, when he was talking to me, though, with his one tie rod, mind you.
Yeah.
One. He was like,
well,
it'll probably cost you around $300. And then he printed me off a quote as I was leaving after I paid for my tires. It was going to be like $440 to change one tie rod.
Well, it's funny because yes, you could have messed one up. It could have been unnatural events that led to a tie rod being a little bit more damaged than another one. Not natural wear and tear. One side could have taken a pretty hard hit at one time and really fuck some shit up just on one side.
Yeah, potholes.
Yeah, it's a possibility. But also, you're of the mindset, and the same thing that I am, that if I'm in there replacing front tie rod, I might as well replace the front tie rods.
Yeah.
That way, I start myself from the same spot again. And if natural wear and tear, maybe I get lucky and they both go at the same time next time. Or maybe I don't have to do this again. The next time I have to do this again.
Yeah, but at $30 for an outer tie rod,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
It's like brake pads.
Like, yeah, it's the time span and the method of conversion. It's just like,
I was watching a YouTube video today on how to realign your front tires without paying someone $90 to do that, using a fucking string.
Yeah,
and a tape measure. So I may be doing that too, because I don't feel like paying nobody $90 to align my motherfucking car. I got 227,000 miles on it.
The only thing about changing tires that becomes the issue, I mean, you got to buy tire weights.
Yeah, exactly. I can't balance the tires on my own.
Yeah. Balancing a tire is definitely requires a pretty precise machine. You want that to be right. But you could take and actually change and mount your own tires, and then we got places here in town.
Yeah, you just go pay for them to balance them.
Yeah, they'll go balance them. But we got a lot of race car drivers in the area too, like just across the state in general.
No, it's always a separate charge though, you know. Balancing is always a separate charge from the tires, and
yeah, because there are places that will allow you to come in and just get some tires. Oh, you want to? You'll be coming back and getting shocks and struts, and tie rods. Like all kinds of shit later. You end up walking away from there with unbalanced tires and put them on your car.
Yeah, I ain't trying to deal with. I ain't trying to deal with any of that. I paid him to change the fucking oil too this time. I didn't feel like fucking dealing with it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, you got me here, so Fuck it.
It was only $40.
Oh.
So
My last oil change just for the oil change was $91.
yeah, exactly. It was only $40. 5W20 high mileage synthetic blend. What I've put in this car since I bought it. It was only like 98,000 miles when I bought it, but I've always done the synthetic blend.
What manufacturer?
Acura.
Okay. Yeah, I unfortunately, I guess at this point, own American, and it's a Chrysler on top of being American. So,
Yeah.
which is actually now Porsche, right? Isn't Chrysler Porsche? Isn't that all under the same umbrella now? If I'm not mistaken. So actually, it's not an American company anymore. If I do the research on that,
good for Chrysler.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's they're in the same umbrella company now. But Chrysler's never been easy to work on. There was a time period in the innovation of Chrysler cars where you, in order to change the battery, never opened the hood.
You had to take the fender off.
Yeah, you had to take the driver's side tire and fender off.
Yeah, I had a 1997 Dodge Stratus, and that was the case.
Yeah, in order to get into the battery compartment. Yeah. Yeah, that's that Chrysler shit. And so I got that's why I got a $91 because it's also a full synthetic changeover too. So
yeah. It's a Honda. Yeah. It's just a Honda, man. That's all I'm really driving is a Honda.
Yeah.
But
that's why as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I understand why your oil changed. I was like, here, let me justify why mine's $91. I was like, it's crazy.
And that's why parts are relatively cheap for it too. It's because it's pretty much it's just a fucking Honda with leather interior.
Oh no. Unfortunately, mine moved up even further into the hierarchy. It's got a Jeep badging on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a Jeep thing.
Yeah, so since it's got a Jeep badging, it's even more. It's like, what'd you say? What'd your wallet say when you walked in the door? It better not have been squeak.
Car still the engine in that thing though, man. The engine in my car. I think I'm going to need a valve cover gasket here soon. But 227,000 miles. It's a 3.2 liter V6, 271 horsepower. Still fucking gets it.
I got a belt clutch I had to learn how to drive. A conical belt clutch. I was like, what the fuck is that? You were there that night. I was talking to Skeeter. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, if you got this clutch in there. I was like, wait, what? I was like, here's the VIN. Here in the VIN. He comes back and he's like, yeah, that's the clutch you got. I'm like, no. Why did it have to be that one? All right. Well, I guess I got to learn how to drive whatever a conical belt clutch is.
Yeah, I ain't that mechanic savvy.
Basically, it's a cone that does gear changing, while a belt is what attaches to the staging gear. It's kind of like a 10-speed bicycle,
but with a belt.
With a belt.
Interesting.
And no teeth, if I'm not mistaken. Not to the degree that we would categorize teeth. Like it literally just tightens at certain points on the cone.
Okay.
And is that gear. Are you looking this up?
No.
I was like, you're getting set up for the race, right? Yay, look at that. Look at the smiley guy. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Charlotte. I'm back, bitches. And a little bit drunk. This is going to be terrible.
Mhm. Wait, it's great if you enter the lobby and go, I'm here for the IR. Because you are running street stock, right?
Yeah.
Street stock Charlotte.
Yeah.
You've been running Talladega in what? An Arca Menard National Series. And you're about to try to do the same thing
Mm-hmm.
on a smaller track
With a slower car.
with a slower car.
Mm-hmm. But I've won 2 of these races.
Yeah. I won 3 of those races. But my ego took a big hit when I got over here and started messing with.
I'm not worried about the ego. I'm worried about that safety rating.
That pool of idiots.
That's where I'm at. Is it going to be like that? It's going to be one of those. It's going to be preparing session until the race starts. Fuck it, man. I'll go in fucking blind. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, why not? You've been there.
There's only 207 people registered. Why is it being like this?
You member berries.
Yeah, fucking dumb. Yeah.
No, we don't want any. Buy a new car.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a show, dude. It's Monday. It's 8 to 10 p.m. But where you go? James, what were you after, dude?
Boy.
We'll get something to eat, man. You already started. Finish.
Hashtag Ohio.
Nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Just register
So, all
for
right.
the
So,
damn
problem lobby.
race.
So what? Oh,
yeah, it's just being dumb.
Still no join?
Yeah, it's being dumb.
Which one? Man, I wish I could join it.
I'm gonna withdraw now. Try and re-register. See if I can get a practice lobby. I would like to do a lap or 2. Try this again. All right, but anyways, I'm waiting for all this nonsense to happen. What else we got going on?
Oh, I'm gonna go run Pickup Cup. It's probably not an official. I can probably just start
talking about the trucks, man. No, it's not official. And the ass end goes fast. I started trying to run with a Chevy Silverado.
I think I'm gonna go between. Oh man, you know what Carburetor Cup is?
What?
Talladega.
I'm gonna run a Carburetor Cup race at least once, so I can put the.
It's an iRacing, yeah. Like all it does is give.
So I can put a Cup Series car on. Yes, so I can put a Cup Series car on Talladega.
Yes, completely justified. This is something that I will also be doing. One of the most grandest of things.
Yeah, at this point, shit.
Carburetor Cup.
Look at the fucking sessions here and see what's going on.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Most of the practice lobbies are full. They aren't that bad. Let me fucking in, asshole.
Oh, you're still trying to get into.
Yeah, they want me to go to fucking blind, is what it is. That's fine. I'll go in. I'll do it. Paper bag and all.
Are we? See, you know what sucks? You're not sharing none of this.
I can't. Different computer. And all you'd see is a little sit and spinny thing that says preparing session. There's nothing really to see.
True.
If I was driving, I'd already have it up because I already have a button for that. It goes like this. It would throw it up there. But there's nothing to see.
I'm still waiting for it to happen.
It should have happened already. Well, on Facebook, maybe not.
And there it goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's set
I
up.
like that.
It's set up to run me capping a game for you and a game for me, plus throwing the Facebook chat up.
Yeah, okay. Q. I like the fact that the bubbles come in behind the frame.
Oh, on yours, yeah, it's set up that way.
Mm-hmm. I'd also like to just have that name though, but I know that means that it would have to be completely redone.
Yeah, I don't know if I could.
No.
I could crop it down, or it could just be cropped down, but you'd never lose the bubbles. See,
Right.
mine, I did that way. I have
Right. I remember when you rebuilt yours and you rebuilt Guru's, if I'm not mistaken.
Guru's never worked, so Guru always got XSplit text because I could not chroma key Guru out at all. What I can do with mine, and I never bothered fucking with it at all after that. What I did with mine is I'm able to color key out the black on mine.
I see that.
Like I could probably color key out the black on. Let's just have fun here for a second. Thumb background.
That's going to be weird.
Color key.
My chair lighting is way off.
So that's what happens. It takes the black out completely, but still leaves the little bubbles.
Okay.
So the other option for that, oh shit.
I kind of like that. That's interesting.
Yep. The other option out of that would be, if it lets me grab the right thing, I could do Alt.
Mm-hmm.
This.
And then
do that.
And then
So that's about the best I could probably do for yours. You'd still have the bubbles on the top spot.
meh.
But since you're green screened out, the black is kind of.
Oh yeah, it being the way it is here, I understand. Me being able to use that thumping loud, which is dynamite, anywhere else is impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to relearn how to use that whole browser program.
I know that was the problem we ran into at the end of it. Like you had just gotten yours resorted out because of something that happened. And was like, I'm not ready to go back and do another one.
No, I mean, if you think about it, when I built all this shit, I spent like 3 or 4 days.
Yes, you did.
Doing nothing but this.
Yeah, when you created those overlays.
Mm-hmm.
And then mine became a
join
unibody.
practice with 5 minutes to spare.
Woo!
Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to make sure you got plenty of practice.
All right, come on. No.
Sure, why not? Oh, that's going to be exciting. And that's Carburetor Cup. And what's the other one? Pickup Cup.
Oh, fuck you, lighting service. I rebooted my computer.
Oh, that's going to be good. Phoenix. What the problem is?
Asus Aura lighting service EXE triggers on any anti-cheat software known to man.
Nah.
So you got a task manager close it out.
Well, that is a problem.
It's just anytime you reboot the computer, it still keeps the lighting the same, even when it's closed. So
figured there would be a way to opt out.
I want my RGB lighting to look good. I just the way anti-cheat software works. It detects that program as a cheat somehow. So fuck it.
Well, I mean, it's built on the same lighting array, essentially. So if there's a way to go in and graphically manipulate through an RGB, like file loadout, be like, all right, we see you got shit that alternates the way pixels look. You kind of can't do that. Stop it. Yeah.
All right. Ooh, it's at night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got 2 minutes. I better do a lap. This is gonna be bad.
Oh, I am so excited. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I got a little bit of buzz going too. So.
Oh, this is gonna be a upstairs.
Drunk driving, street stock. Let's go, bitch. Get it.
Right. You are essentially Cartman right now. Do you feel you are dumb and broken up in order to win this race? I will not be Butters. Your stock car crew chief. But you can have all the mattresses you want. Oh yeah? You just went straight mute mode, huh?
Mute button.
Mute mode.
No, not mute. Just focus for a sec. I gotta get a lap or two in for this race. That's all. I just wanted to want that, and I need to turn you up too, because you kind of got quiet. One hand. Oh, almost knocked over a beer. You should be turned up louder now if that being said, right?
Yeah.
Nope, because it's Skype. Fuck you, Skype.
I mean, the lap looks pretty good. You're not down low enough yet, but you're getting there.
Yeah, no, that was lap number 1. So I treat anytime I start with fresh tires, I treat it like a qualifying round. So it'll go out of the pits lap, build speed lap.
You know why I like that track?
What's that?
There's only one section where there's lines
Oh. Well, so much for Build Speed Lab.
But there's only one section where there's lines on the track, and they don't mean fucking thing.
Yeah, they mean fucking nothing.
Oh, get me back to I forget about these here, but I don't count these.
Our top low.
Like, they were useless too, to be honest.
Our top low.
Really
Down in
Go high.
Seven.
But the ones through the tribe of Charlotte, the ones that travel, they don't mean the fucking thing. I bet that's how Talladega people feel in the Cutler.
I need a solid lab. Yeah. So, it's all the games.
All right, so this is all over there for you in the streaming platform. I can be the voice, and you can be the driver. We're gonna stay here and let them keep this race up and running.
Yeah.
All right, I may step away for just a moment while you go into the beginning of the race to see exactly what my girl's got going on in here. But then, oh, look at you. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Muzar Fuquar. Do not have a summit moment.
Nah. I just wanted to take a piss. I got 3 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. All right, stream. I'm walking away too, so enjoy watching the loading screen get set up, and when we're back, we'll be back here in just a minute.
How much time I got? Oh, I got time to qualify. All right.
First time lap. One more lap.
Practice. It's all right. There's that.
Checker flag's out.
What do I get? 6. I can deal with that. It may drop still, but I can deal with 6. Let's go race. I mean, you kind of got to figure that's maybe how racing was invented. We know stock car racing had to do with prohibition, but got a car, you got a motor, go fast, get drunk, couple guys, like, let's go. In the words of the great Homer Simpson, alcohol is the cause of and the solution to all of life's problems. And honestly, I'm just trying to give y'all some sound before this fucking race starts. Got about 20 seconds till we grid up. Sandwiches.
The must have.
All right. So, as you can see, qualified in 6, having not ran this in street stock and having a little bit of a buzz, so not too bad. I know I can run
30
faster.
36.9 to a 36.7. I mean, you're not off the pace, so.
Yeah, no, but I can drive better than that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you're not actually like off the pace. Like if the race is clean, you should still be able to just kind of ride your way up there.
Let's hope so, because I'm not 100% comfortable in the track again. So I'm hoping I don't make mistakes, really. Let's see who's out here. Oh, yeah,
One lap
and
to
it's
green.
this.
Line up on the outside.
Oh
The
yeah,
road is
pull
closed.
out.
I'm going Kyle. My pull-out game is strong.
You better hope so.
How much time we got? 58 seconds. I shouldn't have put that cigarette out. This is my pre-race routine, man. I hit the cigarette, put it out 3 times. There it is. See? This is how it goes. outside line.
Yeah. That's what I liked about getting into the other that we got into, and even the other
Next stop
street
10.
stop.
Job.
My FPS is limited because of the capture card for some fucking reason. I'm only seeing 36 FPS. This is going to be real interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Wonder why the capture card's doing that.
I don't know, man.
There's got to be some limit in there. I have to deal with that later. We're going to be running this with terrible frame rate.
Well, it actually doesn't look bad on stream. It's a little stretched top to bottom,
Yeah, I can see that.
but aside from that, it's really not too bad.
It could be because we're not native resolution, but this is a thing that's been happening. I'm just going to run my race.
Yep. It looks like it'll be a good one. Don't hit that guy. Okay. He's the Joker.
Oh, God.
And you got
You're
Jeff
going to
Gordon to the
need to
inside?
pull this up real time. You seconds behind me.
Get ready. Going green.
Don't answer me when I ask stupid questions.
Pace cars in. Green, green, green.
You want me to cruise?
Do what you got to do, man.
Alright,
I'm racing.
we're gonna test.
There's that line. There's that line. We've already lost the rest of the pack. And they're coming. It's what I'm waiting for. There goes the Joker getting squirrely. And that's a wall for him. Does he take everyone else out? No.
You're in fifth.
Here comes the rest of the fucking pack hungry though. And there's just two of them back there, looks like. 17 to go. Too bad.
Coming in on blimp cam. 11 cars from you're in the 12.
I'm not even sure what number I am, to be honest with you.
You're in the 12.
Cool. I'm just going behind 11, 17, 5, and
Yep.
White Devil.
Yeah, would you?
It's not quite a White Devil. It looks like he's done some painting.
He's got black side. Yeah.
Oh, this FPS though, dude.
Alright, so the two cars car behind you. He's got the Ford and the 14 with him, but they're fast. Ford's probably going to take the 2 out, and they're well off the pace.
Yeah. Seeing that in the rear view, I'm trying to get something here though.
Right? He's staying low. Right? Coming down, he's staying low. You got a loose there.
Yeah,
He did too. Alright, he's not running tight.
dude. Fall back in. There we go. Give me some. Come on. This ain't Talladega, that's for fucking sure.
No. No, this ain't the car that you were running there either. That Archimedoric car drafts a whole lot better than this little rocket ship does. I'm not giving up the fight, man. He's running that outside strong.
About to start coming up on lap traffic, so it's about to get weird.
Yeah, there's a little flicker there. Leader. He's being run up on hard by 17 and 5. He's back in again. Wide out.
Five just went hard. Too wide, 5. Don't do it. Don't do it. Good boy. Five's gonna get stupid now.
Stay tight. He's gonna come in low on you, so stay as tight as you can now. Right.
Push you a little bit, Bob. Stay up high, bitch. Make me nervous.
Technically, it's clear. He doesn't have the speed anymore. Oh, he's gonna push. Woo!
Saw him swerve down out of the corner of my rear view, so I swerved a little bit.
He needs to tuck in and stay with you so y'all can catch that lead back.
Yeah, I know. I need that. I need that push. It's such a short draft here compared to Talladega. Bob, if you push me, I'll get us back to the outside and we'll run it. But you got to get here, man. You got to start running these corners right. He's not. He wants to keep going wide, pulling himself out of the draft. That's all right. I got mine back, so fuck him. Let's stay back there and keep trying to run like a dumbass. Just don't fucking wreck me, Kyle. Yep. Guess I'm running mid. Let's go.
He's staying well. Should have him in eyesight now. He's squirrely. He's going to take out that 11. I'd stick 4 behind him.
Yeah, slid off big time. With 5 to go, there's going to be a push for first, and there's going to be a wreck. I don't want to be part of it.
We got one to the outside. 11 doesn't know he's there, really. Trying to block. 5 to the outside. Still clear behind. Battle up in front. 5's making another run. Harper didn't get the push he wanted. Now, if you see these guys pretty good, you want to just keep an eye on that one yourself. I can tell you about the lead two, but they're pretty spaced out from each other, so they're just going to let this finish this way. Five's not going to let it go, though.
No, it's not. It's Kyle, man. He's the Kyle. So I'm just going to be content with 5th at this point. If he doesn't wreck everyone, great. But see, he's trying to go outside. Man, he's loose. He doesn't. He's probably not used to dealing with the wear on these tires like this.
11's making a push on the 8.
Hurt.
I mean, 17's making a push on the 8, excuse me. Bad angle, doesn't look the same. Still going, push to the outside. Right here for the quarter panel. Side by side, going into the turn.
Take 5th and be happy about it.
17's on the outside. Clean run, there it is, 5th right there. That will finish right.
Yep. Oh, I got it off track? Where? Where? What? What just happened to me? How did I get an off track? What track did I go off of? Fuck you.
They were like 1 point because we're gonna make you gain.
Dude. For real, man. Whatever. Half buzzed. Fucking. No practice, no warm up. I'll
That's
take
not
5th.
bad. That's not bad. Blimp camera for spotter position. I like it.
All right.
I'm going back to Discord.
Yeah. I'm going to end this stream. Thanks for watching. It's the Angry Dandelion Show. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, it was.
We out.